All right, so Friday was the day where I played this game at the beginning of Act 3 for about 2 hours, looked at the gigantic totality, Hello Kitty, poke poke, looked at the totality of all the Act 3 stuff that was coming my way, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm done for the day at like 3 p.m. And that a lot of that is like sort of often when you're considering what the newest region is, if you have a huge new region, it's like, all right, forget it. This is too much work. But also part of it I've realized is because Act 2 ends the way that it does, and there's so many big decisions and so many big things to do, to some degree I was sort of finding my second playthrough to then be a little too samey to what the first one was like. A lot of similar decisions, a lot of sort of like basic, more land neutral to good decisions I was making. So Friday night, I went after dinner. I went up by myself and went to go see a 40th anniversary showing of Vampire Hunter D, which is a movie I've seen at home on TV before, but never actually seen in theaters. It's pretty sick. Like there's an intro at the beginning. It's like here's why this movie was special. It came out like '85 in Japan, came out in '92 in America, and was like for many people probably like one of the first anime they ever saw. I probably saw it in like 2008 or 2009 or something. Um, But the main thing I thought about is watching it and look what the aesthetic of it is and how like dangerous the guy is. He's basically like, if you are a vampire or associate with him, you are gonna get murdered. And especially with like the new, especially with like the new revelation from Orin in this early parts of Act 3, that it's like, oh, I probably am to some degree a son of Baal, which is coming around to like maybe making me realize how cool the Dark Urge idea is. I basically have come to realize that like essentially part of the lack of interest that I've had a little bit lately is that like I think the way I basically have to play this is yes, you are going to try your best to be a Vengeance Paladin, even if sometimes it feels a little bit boring to be a good guy again or close to a good guy again. But the main thing is here is that like this still has to be like, despite being a good guy, this still has to be like a blood-soaked like mayhem of a playthrough to some degree. So I'm going to really try to keep that up. So like you basically have to try to turn your murderous impulses to the side of good without being a good guy. So much of the second act is like, okay, so we clearly know what's happening here. We're not going to side with Ketheric. So there's a lot of good guy decisions you're making. And especially here too, we're like in here with like refugees and blah, 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 all sorts of goody goody stuff. I'm still going to try to accumulate some gear for Halsin while continuing to use Shadowheart for now. Should I use a short rest? How are we doing for spells? I think she used some spells. Not many.
Defender of the people.
I guess I won't use a short rest. I guess I'll use a lay on hands here. Potions are not uncommon here, so I could use a lighter one than use Prayer of Healing here. Whatever. So the thing I've forgotten that I reminded myself by playing that game is that I swear to God, Vanguard affects my computer performance. I know it does at some level. I have to remember that this is a bloody playthrough, even if you're going to try to be a good guy. Also, on very, very short notice, only realizing essentially Friday, there's like an Ottawa race weekend involving a 5K, a 10K, and then a half marathon. So one of Andrea's friends dropped out. So as of Friday, I agreed on Saturday evening. Why is that? Makes me feel weird. A little jittery. As of Friday, I agreed to do a 10-kilometer run on Saturday evening. Having done a run of about 5.5 kilometers once this year, about 3 weeks ago. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So I did it. And holy shit, that sucked. The first like 3 kilometers, you're like basically catching your breath and like huffing and puffing. And then around like the 3 to 4 kilometer part, your like quads are starting to feel it on each step basically. But you are, your quads are starting to feel it on each step basically. But you're like more or less fine. Until you get to like that 8-kilometer point where the part that's good is that there are so many more people who are like cheering you on. Oh my god, there's like there's thousands of people lining the roadway who are like cheering for you and all these things that are so cool. I really like those parts a lot. But like by the 8-kilometer point, you're like, okay, I hope I'm getting enough oxygen. I start to feel like a little wheeze in my like right lung, and you keep going, and then you get to like that 9-kilometer part, and then you basically try to like push it for that last kilometer and try to finish strong. And I followed the like 70-minute pace runner for almost the entire time, lost them around like the 3 to 4 kilometer mark, and then caught back up to them by like 8-kilometer, and then basically like pushed it to the finish. Otto's Irresistible Dance. That's good.
Must lug my guts through this hell.
And then you basically finish, try to use as much gas as you possibly can, which is sort of a questionable choice. And then you end, and like your legs are like jelly when you stop running, and you basically need to walk for the next like 5 or 10 minutes so you start feeling okay. I can feel like my pulse in my head pounding. I feel like my head is so red. I'm just like so lightheaded that I was like, I am gonna die if I don't.
What do we have here?
If I don't keep moving.
Following me, big boy.
And then you get and then you sort of like over time start to kind of like chill out a little bit, and you keep walking and you kind of do it. And then you go to, and then I don't know, then you go to dinner, you have a pizza, maybe have a beer. Feels pretty good. And it's like a crazy night's sleep. And then all day yesterday, I used the Normatec boots at the gym, those compression boots, and then immediately afterwards start to feel like your quad be sore beyond just like muscle soreness into like probably a quad strain. And last night I went to bed at 10 o'clock, popped a 10 milligram melatonin, and slept for 10 hours and 15 minutes. Wake up kind of like in a daze. The weather for like the entire last week has been like cloudy and rainy and miserable and like 13 degrees Celsius. And then you wake up today and it's summer, and I'm kind of like limping around. I'm not really limping, but like, man, it was crazy. That was really fun. I'm glad to get it done, but the whole 10 kilometers like sucked. I finished in like 65 minutes. And they're so high tech with their tracking. You have like a chip in your bib that traces your like timing. It tells you like a kilometer by kilometer breakdown. And then also like all the photos, they have like a scanning mechanism in the photos. So they take photos of everyone. And then if you search your bib number, you can find the pictures of yourself. And so my new emote, which I think is this, is basically like a close-up. Where's my thing? Where's my Twitch chat? It's not on screen. Why would that be? Let me check. But yeah, you get some. Where's my Twitch chat? Well, life's a mystery. Can't always figure it out. Anyway, so yeah, it's nice to get that done, but that was crazy. People are like, so do you really get a taste for long distance running now? Or are you gonna start doing half marathons and more 10Ks? Like, did it stoke your interest? I'm like, no. 10K kind of sucks. But like a nice like 30-minute 5K run, like in the summertime, running along the canal in Ottawa, that's a nice exercise. You gotta be able to run a little bit, you know what I mean? It's like one of like the base methods of performance. Okay, so do I want to go up here and go along the main part of town, or do I want to go along the back part? I'm gonna go this main part. I haven't done this before. Where are we? Yeah, go back here. Yeah, so I'm gonna start being a little bit more unapologetic with my murder. I'm glad I didn't murder the Emperor though, because then I'd be a mind flayer right now apparently.
Everyone deserves the chance to make some coin.
How many red caps are in a handful? Seems like a good moment to talk.
All this kerfuffle over missing red caps. Yes, we've caged them due
Do I want to do the circus thing now?
unruly behavior, but as our red cap cleaners demonstrate, most are perfectly harmless.
You can tell this guy's a bad guy just by his floppy beret.
Keep a sharp eye out. Red caps are on the
This is the same face as the guy who Oren was impersonating, right?
Violent to work, and not one of these circus folks seemed bothered by it.
Okay.
did you realize the red caps wanted to
Dad, what's that monster?
The Circus of the Last Days has returned. See Dryads, Jin, and Dribbles the Clown back with a new act.
I want to see Dribbles, but I don't like the monster at the door.
It's fair.
Please.
Is it time for the circus?
My son is a little nervous. You want to see Dribbles the Clown?
Stinks of cheese between his piggy toes.
How dare you? What in the hells is all of this?
A necessity, good sir.
Yeah, short hair doesn't animate that well.
Sweet
Long hair does, though.
Exist. So we have decided to protect you, dear patrons. No need to thank us. You'll be allowed in once I've done this batch. Next.
What does that mean?
Hello, hello, and welcome to the Circus of the Last Days, the finest extra-planar circus there is.
Why is a ghoul sniffing people? I don't know. No. Let's cut down on the extra dialogue. I'd like to enter the circus.
No problem, dear patron. Benji just has to check if you're a vicious murderer. Benji?
I definitely am.
Blood! Tasty!
It spattered on my face. You can probably tell that.
Oh, delicious!
My armor's in the way.
Oh, well, that's a first. Usually I'd allow you in, but in these times, I can take no chances. Move along. No circus for you.
Let me in or I'll snap you in two. 18? Easy. See? Who is this guy? You kidding me?
Oh, forgive me.
So I thought Klaus.
Misspoken.
Punk bitch.
Welcome to the Circus of the Last Days.
Wearing corduroy. You think you can deal with me?
And be sure to catch the star of our show, Dribbles the Clown.
That's what I thought. Okay, so I'm gonna search out the rest of these town areas before going to the circus.
Kick 'em all out.
We won't need to. We do this right. Any of the refugees give you hassle, come to us. We know how to handle them.
Dad says there's already
Rhett
too
Butler?
many refugees. and
That
the
kid looks
city
really,
can't hold anymore.
really realistic.
We've got to keep 'em out.
A Baldurian. Good. Lots of unfamiliar faces in the city these days.
How do you know I'm a Baldurian?
Can I come on patrol with you next?
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Lord Enver Gortash, the people's
Doesn't look anything like him.
the gate's protector.
Is this like the back gates of the house that I have a key to already? This is the key to the basement, right?
Keep a blade close.
The game looks really janky right now. This steeped in bliss item is like the most overpowered thing in the game.
All this ash and meat.
He now gets advantage on everything?
Moving ahead.
Where's this?
What's that?
Key.
Bet that will fit in my bag.
Okay. Cheese? How are we doing for campus items? 560? It's a little better than it was before. Oh, not the cleaver. Nice. Potato. Where'd that cleaver? Where'd that go? You can drop that. guess the mugwort's drying by the fire. Beloved sons. Beloved sons, I'm not waiting for the absolute cultists to catch me. I'm heading for the tall timber. Look for me at the fishing hole where we caught that gar. It's since I left you all the gold. I'll manage without it. Now gear up and get up before it's too late. Remember your training in Castive? Don't drag your feet when you walk. You leave too obvious a trail. I'm not going to take this guy's gold then. Maybe the kids need it. They seem like good kids. So that's probably on that thing.
What's next?
Let's do guidance on Asterion. Alright, find that. There you go.
Someone's left a trap out for us.
Findings from the Hinterlands, new edition. Esteemed reader, while this journal is no stranger to surprising news from the outermost regions of our fair land, it must run through the season's tradition in case of news among might find more shocking. It might be that the culty absolute report by agents in Eldergard will fade like any other, but reports of alliances between Goblin and Lowstorn Drow, Troll, and Dwergar are a particular cause for alarm. The seriousness of the enclosed report is quite unique in our history. Prior to publication, messengers sent to localities including Baldur's Gate, Scornabel, and Candlekeep. Let us hope that these reports are received with the proper gravity for the safety of all. Sincerely, Mingus Escherly, Editor-in-Chief. Trap Disarm Toolkit. Here you go, mate.
What have we here?
I can do better. I must.
Baldur's Gate and the Dialectics of Plunder. There can be no doubt that the patriarch families of the upper city affect such an air of reserve and respectability because they are all too aware that the fortunes are founded on bloodshed, pillage, and exploitation. No one speaks now of Jeremiah Eltan, who founded the Flaming Fist as a ruthless mercenary company that slaughtered and burned for pay along the entire length of the Sword Coast. No one mentions Baron Ilza Bormol and the blood-splattered ingots shipped north from her slave-laden mines to the mountains of Amn. The school books don't mention Bogar Sanchenstar's Bone Flotilla, Bogar Sanchenstar's Bone Flotilla that plundered Astor Cove and abducted the port's entire population. Moxie's Mixology Manual, Vermouth and Vodka. This text is brimful with charming short stories concerning Yondala, the matriarch, protector, and sovereign creator of the halfling species. Here's one. Once there a community of young pucks and prim pretty halflings called the Lermalegs. Once there was. I think a word's missing here. They were none of them old yet, having only newly formed their community around being virile and strong, so all could contribute to the upkeep and tidying and fixing and mending and so on. Halflings have great many activities like that. So it was a big shock when an old woman came and asked her to join their community. They told her she wasn't welcome. When they turned her away, politely but very friendly, she went into the nearby woods. This is a hag. Now the Lermalegs couldn't have known she was going to take shelter there, so don't think badly of them. But take shelter she did. When the werewolf men who lived there came to rob the old woman, Yondella invested the old woman with knitting needles of impeccable swiftness. She knotted the werewolf men clothes that would expand to accommodate their monthly changes, and they escorted her back to the Lermalegs, who accepted the old woman, who took their lumps and scoldings too from the werewolf men, not at all amused with the halfling's aggressivity for such a clever elder as this. Okay.
These boots have seen everything.
Okay, you can have your money. So, what order do I want to check this stuff? Do I want to go for the hill? Do I want to go to the circus?
What do you want now? And go down to the...
Is this guy bartering?
What do you want now?
No bartering? Okay.
Here goes nothing.
Is that red? No. It's been almost 15 years since I bought this forged mold Gossoon, and that time I've seen everything, but I was wrong. The scimitar that Rivington wrapped on yesterday is the third weapon of infernal iron I've purchased in the last month. The only infernal weapons I've seen since I've been here, of course. I only sold them all pronto, probably getting less than what I might have was willing to settle them for a while, but that's something I'm not willing to do. Mama Angle Iron didn't raise any fools, but still have to wonder, where are these diabolic weapons coming from? Iron Hand Gnomes. Close the door here. Iron Hand Gnomes are grievances. All know that the primal source of mechano-magical method of measurement is Geraldal, Iron Hand, gnomic deity of militant artifice for...
What's the plan? Refugees traveling.
I thought that guy was coming in here. Does this guy come in here or is he chill out there? I want to read this. For generations, the Iron Hand clan reverently toiled in their Baldur Gate workshop, creating intricate features of precision and beauty, crafting and peace alongside those specialized other artisans. Sometimes their generosity, the Iron Hands even shared methods with these others. But then did the adherents of the sea thief god Gond and their hubris found a house of wonders and arrogate them to themselves the labor and credit of all mechanomagical works in Baldur's Gate. And many gnomes did join the Gondians to their shame. And the voice of Gerdal spoke to Wolverforce Bongal and said unto him, Suffer not these Gondians to steal thy livelihoods. And so Wolverforce spake out against the Gondians, citing, this is so biblical, citing the flaws and errors in the shoddy works, rightly extolling the superiority of the creatures of the Iron Hands. In response to the Gondians and their envy and choler did utter vile slander and calumny against the Iron Hands, and Wolverforce was wroth. Therefore, the death of Wolverforce and the unfortunate Rune Powder incident, and the Iron Hands with the complicity of the Flaming Fist, were driven from the city into woeful exile. One thing I missed in the previous act, I think, that I have not done in this playthrough, is finding those like underground gnomes who are like looking to bomb this whole town. I haven't seen that in this time. I think I missed it somewhere in Act 2. My dearest, I think because I didn't look at the Underdark very much. My dearest darling Gildro, your last letter left me rather concerned. I think it's time you seek some professional counsel for your melancholy. Such things can't be left to brew away unchecked. You've always been a sensitive soul, and I know how heartbreak has always hurt you more than you let on. There's no shame in seeking a little aid, is there? I'm always here for you, and you know that, but I'm no expert when it comes to these things, and I think you should find someone who is. I say this with all the love in the world. Please, at least think about it. Love always, Mama. Letter from the Faithful Heart. Dear Master Angle Iron, I'm exceedingly sorry to report that we are suddenly able to find someone who might be willing to meet with you. The men and women of the city can be so awfully picky sometimes. Matter says you try submitting a portrait that represents you. Okay. He's like Bryan Cranston. He's doing dating videos. Not that there's anything wrong with the blacksmith, but I wonder whether that might be one of the prejudices that we're unfortunately running into a taste of concern. Of course, we won't stop trying to arrange something for you. As you like to say at the Fulfilled Heart, there are no lost souls, only those who have yet to find their home. Yours encouragingly, Maestro Heartstrom. Okay.
It's locked from the other side.
Okay.
I wonder where it leads.
Rune Powder and the Modern Gnome. So he's lonely. That's fair. Okay. So, I guess the natural thing to do here is come check out the hill in the back. Everyone's steeped in bliss when they're around me. They don't know why, but they are.
Let's have a look.
Like, we feel really good being around those dudes. I wonder why. There's a mind flayer in that windmill. I remember that. He's an infant. Dead chickens, balsam. These people storm these dudes for the chickens? Slarmy? Let's talk.
If you're here to fill an empty stomach, look elsewhere. Folks swarmed what little was had, stuffing their pockets. Bloody animals.
Okay.
We got here first.
Zeffy soft bluff?
You're welcome to whatever scraps we leave behind.
Yeah?
Back off! I found these apples first.
First?
Look at that! Finest pie fruit in the place.
You remember that spiced apple loaf we had in Waterdeep? Oh, the big one.
God, I can practically smell it.
Shut it. Scavenge whatever.
Okay, jump around this way. Got it.
We'll make something out of it.
That might be worth a look.
Alright. Get to shoveling.
Take the wood from the cart too. That'll be good for a fire. Nothing else.
Find us bloody keepers, I say.
4 watermelons and some spare coin.
As desperate as the rest of these savages. They just had the sense to move quicker than us.
I'll destroy every last bloodsucker.
Okay, let's check out these dudes first.
I share you. Just wait for the next wave.
Who are these dudes?
We will have to act for all our sakes.
A save successful. Ominous.
You think you can just walk into our camp, present yourself to Alma, or leave?
Who's Alma? Hello.
Their claws again. Another defeatable one.
Rechtei Hathran Rust.
My friend from the Hag Swamp.
This guy.
You join us as we honor our fallen dead. You're a bright light on a dark day. Even you, my erstwhile quarry.
Oh, you knew.
Oh, hello again.
Frey, Valdisk Durovna. Frey, Valdisk Ablast.
I feel we're intruding. We should leave quickly.
Calm yourself. You will not be harmed. Our leader has called off the hunt. She wishes to speak to you.
I'm wearing like leather gloves. This doesn't fit my outfit. What is she speaking?
So,
Nice halberd.
the impossible spawn walks among us in the blazing sun. We have been looking for you.
What do you want with the Asterion?
The last time your friend came to our camp, he stole our children.
Is that
our
true?
Future.
When I was hunting you, I was to bring you back here, interrogate you.
Is this true?
Discover how to save our children, and then destroy you.
But things have changed.
Wow, this is an interesting wrinkle.
Is it true you left your master? That you broke the spell that binds you to him?
Well, I mean, kind of.
He's so nervous.
It's a long story, honestly.
What business is it of yours?
For those your friend stole from us, it is a matter of life and death. We have tried to save our children once already, attacking Khazad-dûr's palace at first light. Even then, it was too well defended. But if his own spawn approached, someone he thought he could control, he would throw his doors open and welcome you in. And once inside, you could do what we could not. You could save the children you damned.
You don't know Khazad-dûr like I do. He's merciless. You want me to march into the lion's den and save your children? But I promise
Did you steal? Did you abduct them?
they're already dead.
So this is the wrinkle, right? If you want, what I assume this is framing is that if you want Asterion to ascend, it'll be at the detriment of those children's lives, right? How can you be sure?
I spent 200 years bringing him victims. Each and every one was whisked away to be fed on that night.
But you never saw him feed yourself. He could keep prisoners for days before killing them.
I know our plight is grim, but if there is even a chance to save them, we must take it.
If our children are truly gone, then we ask for blood. I know you can understand that, Spawn.
It's fair. You owe them revenge, Asterion. If nothing else, you owe them that.
I suppose. Yes.
So if they're alive, this is tricky. I wonder how this will work out.
Revenge, I can do.
It's cool how I went to talk to these guys last time I played, but I didn't have Asterion, so there's less resonance.
My people, if you can do this, we will be in your debt.
If the kids are alive.
You have lived a life of violence and sin. You have stolen lives, broken families, and caused immeasurable grief. Doing this will not right those wrongs.
If you're trying to encourage me, you're failing abysmally.
But it will be a start. You may still be redeemed.
Fair.
Please go. Time is short, but we will see you again when it is done.
Okay, time is not short.
Do not stand here and wait. Khazad-dûr must be destroyed.
Just got here.
It's good to have you with us. There is
guy looks
something
familiar.
rotten at the heart of the city. and it needs purging.
Every last bloodsucker.
We can do nothing for you here. All that is left is to face the beast, Cazador.
I want to have a word.
So we should do. I pray you will succeed where we failed.
Exterminate every last vampire parasite.
To lose our children is a tragedy. To fail so utterly in saving them is something else entirely.
It's a really special voice line reading.
It's not cursed, but I have my doubts.
This guy's 2 lines and he kills it.
We are begging help from you, an outsider. I would follow Ulmer to the hells and back, but this does not feel right.
I respect that.
Rush into their claws again. Another defeat will wipe us out.
No screaming children. No laughter. No scolding words. There is only silence and pain.
This is a really cool little camp. Look at this guy. He looks badass.
Our dead fought well. They died well. I hope I can live up to their example.
These guys are cool as hell, man. Can I get in this building?
We have no good choice.
So we may shed blood tomorrow.
They wouldn't like that, would they? What's all that? I think you can get to that camp along the beach. Alright, well, see you guys later.
Pave my path with corpses, build my castle with bones.
That was really cool, I gotta say.
I'll take that.
Child's drawing.
Here we go.
Lathander to light, Saloon to guide, Kellenborg to judge, and passage to provide. There's nothing up here. Okay. Just a little lore spot, I guess. One thing that really struck me about going to see Vampire Hunter D, I made a little video about it, but it's like kind of scuff quality because of my phone in the car. So the quality-wise is lacking a bit. But one thing that really struck me about going to see Vampire Hunter D is, like, as good as the movie is, it's like 40 years old at this point. And, like, the people who I was watching the movie with, to some degree, largely, sort of like detracted from my enjoyment of it. There was 2 kids beside me, like both like 18 or 19, clearly 2 good friends, and they were like,
What's that?
like everyone else, sort of like yapping during the previews, but then we're quieted down during the movie and watched it, and we're like enthralled with it. You know what I mean? Like they're really into some new thing they haven't seen. But there's like, this is something that I feel like is very millennial coded, but there are a lot of like people watching the movie who, there's like this intense cynicism to people, kind of arty, dorky people of like the 80s and 90s, 70s through 90s or whatever, I don't know, who are like deeply cynical, where they can't enjoy something unless they're laughing at the silliness of it. Like people who are like, you can't get mad at someone enjoying a movie, but people who are like laughing in like a mocking fashion at the things that seem dated or the things that are sort of silly but are animated full feature from the mid 80s. It's like, bro, I find that annoying. There's like some people who are like really into it, but there's people who would like only laugh at it for the things that seemed like odd for this time period. You know what I mean? Not a fan, I gotta say. More pulses from the Absolute. Oh, there's actually people here. Her name's Sluncha?
Can I help you? This is a private picnic.
No, we're good.
Fine day for it, eh?
He's nicer than her.
Things while they last, I suppose.
Can I have your vegetable broth? No. It was, look, there's the pieces over here they weren't red until those people showed up. So like this sort of like ownership thing happened when they spawned in. It's interesting. What happened to that kitty cat?
Speaking of grease, are there any sausage rolls left? I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
What now?
My faith will guide me.
A hero at heart.
This must be a tough one.
Looking ahead.
All that for an arrow? Alright. I thought there'd be like a key in there or something. Where'd that kitty cat go?
Said you'd do whatever it takes. That was before I saw the giant metal.
I suppose I'll wait till I can find a key. I could sever this with a... I could sever this with a weapon. I'm going to look around for a key first, just for a little wrinkle. Reflections of a gullible prick? I know about this. I hoofed you to Baldur's Gate based on a gold-stem promise. They welcome you with open arms, my cousin said. Everyone has a home in the gate. 17 days on march. 17 days that are whining toddlers in their piss reek. 17 days of howling wolves huddling around sickly fires, and still that stench. Of course they didn't let us through the city when we shoved us into a camp, taming with snivellers and snarers. Headed with them, their sob stories, their entire goal of their presence. If I got to be stuck outside the city, I'll make home in the chicken coop. Smells better than these shit-stained whelps called my cousins at least. The rest of the text continues in a similarly aggrieved fashion. Alright. Dead chicken, empty. Nothing really here. Can I get up top? No. I've already been up there. Okay, so of this little area... Who's this person? That person for a second had someone to talk to, I think. Tonsure Bellagio. Oh, this person.
Quite a spot, eh? Knocks the breath out of me to get up here.
This guy's got a cool face.
But the views are worth it.
Okay. Couldn't agree more, my friend.
Better not be cursed.
The circus of the last days has returned. See Dryads, Jin, and Dribbles the Clown back with a new act.
She has sort of like a disbelieving, sardonic hint to her reading there. I feel like my game is like... feels jittery.
The guard is busy with their patrol and has no time for idle chatter.
I like that outfit. Very like Robin Hood-y.
What's up for discussion?
The guard is busy with their
Okay, so this is mostly covered, this little hilly area, not much here. He says that extremely cool Gur camp. Okay, so... this part's largely covered. Might be time for the circus soon, but I'm gonna check out the rest of the buildings. The circus seems like something you cap off with after. Getting kind of hungry. Can you send all your camp supplies to...
No traps, please.
Can you send all your camp supplies to your camp with no downside, right? You can, right? Save some weight. Little Avatar reference, which we all can see here. Avatar is one of those... Avatar The Last Airbender is one of those cartoon series where you're like... you're so grateful to have things like that if you're a kid. You know what I mean? Like me with Looney Tunes. I'm so glad we had at least some stuff like that. That was so good. Every generation gets a couple.
Inside the city. Said you'd do whatever it takes. That was before I saw the giant metal monsters guarding the checkpoint. What's the worst that can happen if we get caught sneaking in? By the door. A few days in a jail cell?
That's like Will.
At least we'd have a bed.
I don't want
Worst thing that can happen is one of those steel watchers stamping us into the dirt.
That's a sad they say.
You're such a scaredy cat.
Poppycock. Cannot believe they lost my letters.
I'm sure your letters will turn up.
A lot of halflings here. I like that. More like diverse group of people.
Third time in the last 10. Do not, under any circumstances, employ sword course couriers. Their service is appalling.
Her hair is like really, really like well done there. Like highlighted.
Do me a favour. Box my ears in. I can't listen to any more whining about missing letters.
A bucolic dwarf.
Forgive me, but I must attend to my friend. She's most upset about the post.
So when you don't, does it leave you with better or worse imagination? What are we talking about here?
Danzo, isn't it?
I'm not scared of the authorities, but it would
This
be
guy looks
stupid
so
to pick a
cool.
fight with the fists, right?
Oh, you mean in terms of like having like an ideal show? I'm just saying like it's hard to say. Like everyone's life is different, but it's really great when there's like actual like Avatar: The Last Airbender is a really good show. It's like 4 seasons of one plot, and is like really well done. Good amount of action and comedy. Like every generation gets a couple of those shows. I think if you find them, they're really really great. But there's a lot of like advertising slop.
Ever wanted to meet the most cowardly dragonborn in the realms? I fell for the blockhead.
But I don't know. There's like kids who only made their own shows, or like only wrote their own stuff, or like learned music or something. All those things are good. But if you are like a TV watcher, it's good to find the good stuff. I didn't watch that much. Perception failed. Where's my team? Where's the perception check? Yeah, here it is. The well. Nice. Diallo.
The Absolute Army is on our doorstep. You want to live? Get out of here before it's too late.
I mean, do it yourself. I'm good.
Mummy keeps talking about some army, but she won't tell me anything about it. I'm not a baby.
Good, like, face crinkle there.
Would everyone please stop going on about the Absolute's army? Lord Gortash is going
She needs to change that hat. That's not working for her. That's Will.
The circus of the last days has returned. See Dryads, Jin, and Dribbles the Clown back with a new act.
If you go into this well, do you just drop down?
We'll be on our own.
Yeah, it's a climb down. Whoa. Murdered refugees. With onions and fish. Expect to make a good meal. Okay, well. I remember that this leads to the beach.
Let's get going.
I can do a little jumping around here. Got the good jumps. So I paid for all the strength. I should have let Shadowheart give me guidance first. Are there traps here? No one's alive. Cooking pot. Last warning. You're sticking your immigrator nose in where it don't belong. You got a brain in your head. You'll stay in your filthy camp with the other absolute or vagrant scum. Your girl didn't get that memo. You really don't want to know what happened to her. Now scram. Right?
What's that?
I was thinking there's probably gonna be a dirt mound here. Okay, nice. Where does this go? I remember this. If you shoot that winch, this should move. I don't have any ranged attacks. Maybe can I throw something at it? I knew I should have kept that cleaver. Do I have a bow? Does he have bow proficiency? Yeah. So you give this guy a bow. Least expected. Can't reach it. Can I get closer? I should be able to do it from over there.
Need to find a way forward. That might be worth a look.
Now, does that stay this way? The Simpsons, yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, what shows did you watch as a kid? The Simpsons was usually like a late afternoon show, I think. Well, those are the weekends. Sunlit Cave Mouth. Where is this gonna take me? Okay. Oh, why can't I get back in there? It's weird, right? So it blocked back up?
Maybe I need more pockets.
Okay, I can climb back up that way. Not the biggest problem. It's a nice, like, this is like a nice melodical place. Why is there so many dead refugees here? What happened? Camera sometimes is a little weird getting caught on terrain. Where's this going? I feel like there's like a scrap against some like random murlocs here or something. I'm alone. Easy, buddy. Oh, okay. At least it wasn't a trap. I think during the week, kids watching an hour of TV a day is like probably the top limit. More than that on a weekday is not good. You have homework and shit. I find like I would maybe watch a little bit of TV during the week when if I got home before my parents, but like okay, can Scratch find that? Scratch is on a short rest. Okay, so this is where there's like a big whole area. I'm gonna go back to my team. But I really found I only like really watched TV in the summer, like before I got summer jobs or when like my summer job was over. I didn't really start watching TV till I was in college, honestly, in terms of like catching up on like shows that everyone watched when I was like still in high school. I feel like that was a pretty good system. King of the Hill was by the same guy who did Beavis and Butthead. A lot of people really liked it or watched it. I watched Pokemon a little bit in like the early seasons. It's alright. The weird thing about Pokemon, the show, the games to me, are Rivington. The weird thing about Pokemon, the games to me, are people who like want to play new ones after they've already played one. That seems like a very limited return on investment. You know what I mean? Like, I literally played the original games on Game Boy Color. I guess that's the second generation, and I never felt the need to play another Pokemon game after that. One, I think like their methods of like, I think it's significant that Batsu. I think it's significant that like so many of the original generation of Pokemon are like still like far and away the best known, despite them making essentially new creations with worse and worse names for like the history of the series. That's crazy to me. Like no one knows like what new Pokemon are called unless you're like into the games. Pokemon is also like a funny way of like predicting how many more kids are gonna have like, I don't know, it really like was a good job of catering to a certain type of kid who there's more and more of nowadays, if you catch my drift. Cormac!
Oh, bloody ribs. Sorry, mate. Had a run-in with a mugger. If you need something, ask the missus.
Okay. Who's the missus? Brigid?
Don't wander around Rivington alone, all right? My husband did.
Cool hair color.
Mugged and beaten.
And her sash matches it. What a well-dressed lady.
What do you remember? Eye color, hairstyle, accent, anything.
This is the weapon shop?
I don't care how big they are.
The Rivington General. Oh yeah, okay, we've been here. Did I miss anything?
Back again. Want a dagger? Or a bow? Need more arrows? Need a spear?
Are you the one that sells the Smith's weapons? Well, I don't care.
Oh, yay!
I bought a couple things from her. The Dancing Breeze. But it's mostly this armor, right? Yeah, there's not really much here. I think the only purples were those gloves that I already picked up, right? This is really good for barbarians, I think. Except I think you want armor if you're barbarian. But rage is only for barbarians, right? Or possibly like some sort of druid. Yeah. All right. So not really much here. It's like blowing my mind. Is there anything I can sell? Value. I think I bought this for this person. Yeah. I don't have very much gear that's useful right now. All right, we're good.
Want more?
Okay, join back with my team. They're all here.
Yeah, well, this time they weren't feeling polite. If you're looking to enter the city, hope your pockets are loaded. Bastards are charging a fortune.
I've never heard of a scanners.
Bet you heard Baldur's Gate was safe, right? Well, it's a bloody lie. They've banned refugees from the city as if we're the problem.
Okay.
You alright?
I'm fine. You're the one who took a beating.
Survived trek all the way there.
This is very like Dumbo circus coded. It's sick.
We're gonna see the mummy, the dryad, the Ginny, everything. So don't even think about trying to stop us.
Okay. Yeesh.
You can't get in trouble for trap.
Is this the same guy from like the first
Into places as a kid,
circle?
right? Just wondering.
Maybe it's just another kid. Who are these guys?
So we're leaving. End of story.
If you're after a job, Neverwinter is on the lookout for adventurers. That's where we're.
Very classy voice for a guy with tusks.
I ain't looking to make friends.
These guys are cool as hell.
Go bother someone else.
Look at that color scheme.
If you are in the market for potions, I highly recommend the Velveteen Elixir. I've not been this well stocked since Waterdeep.
This is a cool crew.
Like you need to clean off the road, Dad. Almost as much as I do. No good inns with hot water and a tub on this side of the crossing, though.
Alright. So this is all the stuff there is up until the safe, the circus.
Got camp bits and bobs from.
This is the whole circus. Then there's this other like special building here.
I'm fine. You're the one who took a beating.
So we didn't go this way. Okay, let's check this out. Roses Callista. What a name.
The priests will open the temple up again. You'll see. They're good.
Tieflings look really cool in this game, I think.
People.
Everyone, I think, looks good.
For Ilmater's
The
charity,
females especially.
you're out of luck. They've turned their backs on us, like everyone else.
Bet you won't get kicked out of the temple. They blame us for everything.
Where were all the tieflings before they started being refugees?
Can I please have some food? Oh, sorry. I thought you were a priest.
Give the kids some food, bro.
Stelmane is dead.
Bet you want to know all about Stelmane's
Who's
murder?
Stelmane?
Hottest topic in Rivington. Apart from the March of the Absolute's army, I suppose. Got today's edition of the Baldur's Mouth Gazette right here. You want one?
Yes.
Excellent. You enjoy that
Empire
one,
wants to
right?
read about it.
It's really gory.
Press I to view. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, I remember this. This is one of the things they touted when the game came out. Is like this thing updates over time. Merchant Guild declares magic item market saved by adventurers. Ritualistic murder of Duke Stelmane at Elfsong solved. Who's Duke Stelmane? Postmaster Danzo Arkwright in trouble. What is happening to our letters? Pressure mounting between Baldurians and refugees. We can't risk taking spies the Absolute in. Gortash's coronation imminent. Witness the ascension of Baldur Gate's first Archduke. Donation drive open a refugee camp. Give a little, help a lot. Bloris Mead Honey gives you money-saving advice. Nice. Okay. Journal updated. Investigate the murders. What murders? Oh. Okay. This help us find Orin.
Something. Oh, bloody dogs.
Outdoor allergies is crazy. Are you a kindly bird breeder with a love of letters, or perhaps you live near a park of easily snatchable pigeons? Either way, we at Sword Coast Couriers, descendant to serve, are offering double price for any half-able pigeons you can find. Contact Postmaster Archive for more information. Pigeons preferred, but canaries, finches, parrots, or any other postal birds are accepted. Athletic chickens are negotiable. Okay, so I want to go look into the Ilmater Temple, or I want to go in here? Let's go see what's going on here. Journal updated. Help the spirit of the amulet? Let's talk to the amulet briefly. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Whatever comes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Keep it together.
Let's talk to the amulet. Where is it? Type. Alright, chit chat.
I don't care how big they are.
Is that Buddy?
Thou shalt return to me. Thou shalt have my blessing.
Focus on this entity. What are its intentions? Insight is not my specialty. Pretty easy roll, though. There we go.
Beneath the rampant joy, you sense the monk's fear and sincerity.
Kind of like me.
He doesn't wish to harm you, but that doesn't mean he won't.
I like how you're smiling when you do this. Where's your granddaughter?
Shula hath devoted her body and soul to Ilmater. Find her at the Open Hand Temple.
Alright.
You feel a chuckle coming
Stow the amulet?
but it soon fades.
I feel like I could have a better amulet than what I have. Advantage on death saving throws. While wearing the amulet, the wearer's jump and flying speed increased by 1.5. They gain Featherfall condition. Kind of druidy. Saloon's Dream. What is that? And an ally that you touch, by the way. And what about this one? I mean, this is kind of sick, right? But I'd rather have that or an advantage on death saving throws. I also do things while I'm ahead.
Have I been this way before?
He's still yapping to me. Can I leap over here? Whatever. Go in the front door.
Temple worship suspended until further notice.
The crying one weeps today. Our father Lorgan is dead. Murdered.
What happened?
I don't want to talk. My heart is in mourning.
It's suspicious if you ask me.
I need a quick word.
We let more outsiders in and more Baldurians die. Duke Stelmane, Father Lorcan, it's no coincidence.
We have faith here, Bill. Faith in people.
Look at the neck on this guy.
No matter where they're from.
Who had more faith than Father Lorcan? How did that work out?
These guys always seem like dicks. I would like your rogue's morsel, sir. Never mind. Alright, so what do these guys say? Is there any victim more fitting than one who would forgive his own murderer?
Exactly. Lorgan let a killer into our temple due to his misguided...
Ah, you don't get it, do you?
His faith got him murdered.
You just don't get it.
I beg you, be quiet. Even sinners receive Ilmater's grace, and Father Lorgan knew that. We don't pick and choose who we aid.
Sounds like your god would be proud of Father Lorgan.
Thank you, stranger.
Astarion disapproves of everything.
Some solace knowing that he died in Ilmater's service.
Does Ilmater's service involve protecting heretic absolutists? Or perhaps I missed that sermon.
Enough, Bill. You seem a kind soul. Our temple is open to you.
Oh.
Walk well.
It's either that or just leave.
Of exactly this. Exactly this.
Ilmater's edict is to welcome all into his embrace.
So this, just to review, something that's funny is, if you look at character sheets, Asterion's like down here, like the low end of neutral. Everyone else is chilling. That's really funny, because I'm not being mean enough. So I guess I get some room to. I got some room to be a lot more of a dick than I have been.
I have all the evidence I need.
You don't even have the... Look, investigator. Brilgor might have been a criminal, but he was no murderer. You're missing something. You have to be.
Enough, Yanis. Listen to yourself. You are defending a man who ritually slaughtered your high priest. The evidence speaks for itself. Brilgor killed Father Lorgan, then, be it out of shame or profane duty, offed himself with the same blade. Case closed, Sister Yanis.
That monocle.
Shitey little elephant. Oh, I apologize, stranger. Language like that hardly befits a rector of Ilmater.
I don't imagine he cares what you're
I
swearing.
suppose you're right. But the crying one has much more on his plate than curse words, given what just happened here.
What did happen here?
2 people just died on temple grounds. Our high priest, Father Lorgan, and one
There's
of the
something different, like something buried under this place. I remember this.
Investigator Valeria thinks it's a murder and is content to blame Brilgor, the politically convenient target.
You doubt her verdict. I will investigate, see where the true blame falls.
Feel free to look around the temple, but fair warning, the investigator won't change her mind without significant new evidence.
Where's Shira?
I can tell you where to find her, but she won't be very chatty, I'm afraid. Shira passed away last year.
Oh.
Peacefully, mind. We buried her in the crypt under the temple, if you wish to visit.
Alright, that's my way in.
I really hope you find something. For all our sakes.
Why did... Well, getting some nice XP, I like. How are we doing for XP? We've got to be mostly way level 10. Nice, okay. Anything else here? Nothing really clickable.
Infirmary. Justice endures, even in suffering.
Anything over here? Maybe this is one of the first times I used Talk to the Dead a lot.
What ails you? Marsh fever?
It's amazing how much the textures smooth out.
Be quick, I've not got all day.
I need to ask you some questions.
What do you want to know?
How did he die?
Slowly. Lorgan was a good man, if naive. He deserved better. One of the refugees killed him. Cruelly, too. They cut off his hand, sawed right through the bone. I found a paralytic poison on one of his wounds. Lorgan was alive while they took the hand. He just couldn't scream. It's sick. We give them everything, and all we get is nothing but a good man to bury.
Somewhere here I have a Talk to the Dead amulet.
What's next?
have a lot on my mind. Well, in it.
What happened to it? Unclear.
Everything is clear.
Please.
That's all I get from her. Okay. Anything else here?
And move.
An end to suffering. Arcane paralysis, common sources, sucking on fizz tree blossom, deep monastic meditation, curious mean locks, miscellaneous poisons, incurious mean locks, curative solutions, healing abjurations, restorative elixirs. So, what happened to that amulet I had that gave me talk to the dead? Did I sell it? There's no way I would have sold it. I have it here, okay. Alright, let's chat with the man. See what we have to say here. Oh, I have this always prepared, never mind. Do I? No, I don't. Alright, big guy, what do you got?
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
This is so cool. Where were you attacked?
Tunnels from the cellar. Refuge.
What were you doing when you died? Who killed you?
Dwarf. Dressed in red.
Why did he kill you? What were you doing when you died? Ah, the wrinkle. Most importantly, where did you hide him? Or why were you hiding him?
Must protect.
Oh.
Innocence. Ilmater's will.
Where did you hide him?
Took him to the tunnels with the rest.
This guy's jacked for a dead guy. Very vascular.
The spell's power went.
Okay, got a lot of details there.
No more questions.
I feel like I have really weak spells here. Did you care about that?
Please.
Okay, cool. Let's go back through here and then go to the far side, which I think is the kitchen. And I think in here is a like a hatch going downwards.
Let's see. I should speak up.
I've said all I have to say already. Now I just want to pack up my kitchen and leave.
Why are you packing the kitchen?
Soup kitchen's no good if we've no one to feed soup to. Besides, Father Lorgan's gone. Murdered. And now they're blaming a refugee for it.
I've heard some secret tunnels where the attack took place. Know anything about that?
He was attacked in the cellar. He had a private altar down there. Used to like the solitude.
The man ate like a horse. A soup-hungry horse.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Usually took enough to feed a small clergy down there.
Okay. Are these all ways outdoors? Should I do the cellar first?
What's that?
These are good scrolls we're getting lately.
Always room for more.
There's like a birdie on the roof, right? I remember, like...
That collar looks familiar. Does this cap belong to Gale?
Potion of animal speaking. I can always make more if necessary. Alright, little guy, what do you got?
You notice the Tressum guards a shiny ring and stack of letters at its feet.
From the look of those letters, one would guess you've been eating carrier pigeons. What are you doing here, Kitty? Good girl.
Kitty? How vulgar. You can call
Oh,
me.
I fucked up.
Actually, it's better if you don't call me at all. That'll be all, thank you.
From the look at those letters, you might guess you've been eating carrier pigeons.
One needn't guess. Pigeon meat is my
A flying cat would be such an outstanding bird hunter. If pigeon is your second favorite, what's your first? Am I gonna get? Is it gonna turn into some giant creature and attack me?
Beholder.
Oh.
But it's exceedingly rare to
Oh, because I didn't do the Underdark. I didn't get to see the beholder.
bogged down in semantics. I believe you were just leaving, weren't you? Ta!
Should I bring Gale to this? Okay, stop hunting the pigeons. I think I'm gonna fail this roll. Nope. Okay, good. My intuition is not always perfect.
I'd actually enjoy watching you try. But let's not allow our baser natures to prevail. In truth, I've grown tired of this rooftop anyway. I'll be on my way then. There are a few places in the city I'd like to visit. I might have sussed some interesting items I'd rather like to get my paws upon. If I find anything
Her voice is kind of
interesting,
stuffy.
I might even be willing to barter. Right. Ta-ra. Away.
Okay. Did that go in my favor? I'm not sure. And she's off. So I should bring those to the other place, right? I wonder if this is like a tricky way to get into the back of the circus, if there's any advantage to that. How high is my jumping? Not that high. Okay. No way that's damage. It takes damage. You're kidding. That's like 2 feet. Are you kidding? Okay, it's like 8 feet. There's no way this should take damage. Whatever. You guys can't figure this out, huh?
Sharp as ever. All right, what now?
Okay, so do I want to go down to the cellar? I'm going to look around the back first. Kind of hungry.
I'll give it a shot. Can't slow down.
Why is that door red? This record, penned by Rector Yanis, consolidates various sermons of Father Lorgan. Do not, brethren, mistake the wonders of gathered society for the decrees of those atop it. It is the duty of a faithful tormented. It is your duty to know when these decrees beget unjust suffering. It's not an easy duty. It is a duty that will scar your hands from carrying, as it well should. We must at all times recall a central fact. To suffer is not holy. To suffer is a due consequence of holy duty made practice. Ilmater does not enjoy his pain, my friends. He endures it because it is just. Our own pain is an acceptable price to pay, but it's not good in itself. Some may ask of you, who are loved by your God, why does he allow you to suffer? Why does he allow anyone to suffer? The question is strong rhetoric, but it has an answer. One cannot be healed without first being hurt. One cannot know truly no joy without knowing its absence, but to live a life full of absence, full of suffering, would be only one thing. We must enact balance in the name of the Lord on the rack, for it is right and it is just. Memoirs 1. Sister Clarwin. Moving from the light is how he always phrased it, which I thought was a bit much. A ray of morning light dims this day, he would insist. I just really can't see it the same way. I'm comforted, I can listen, I can heal. Of course, my talents are best suited in worship of Ilmater. I have no will towards the morning lord, indeed. I think a shaft of his light will always shine in my heart. I worry, too. There's always something that glimmers in Pa's eyes when he talks about the light, and it's not something I like. I alight to Baldur's Gate next 10 days to the Open Hand Temple. Maybe they'll know what ails him. Oh, her father is the guy. The most holy servants of Lash Bearer Katrine? Don't care. Nice bonfire, nice bonfire. Register of Temple Dead Speakers. A death will often cause or in turn be caused by an imbalance of suffering. On such occasions, the priest must commune with the spirit to see if they can address our imbalance. Please list your trained Temple Dead Speakers below. Dead Speakers of the Open Hand Temple, Lashbearer Katrine, Sister Clarwin's, Father Lorgan. At the bottom of the page is a handwritten annotation. Apply for Dead Speaker training at earliest opportunities. Can't have none of the next temple inspections. Why? Lashbearer Katrine, left temple. What do I do with that information? I suppose I could probably learn something from these chests. I'm gonna go talk to the Gravekeeper, or see who's in the back here.
Might be useful.
Okay.
Brilgor fell to anger and rage, taking Father Lorgan with him. May Ilmater forgive him.
Once per long rest, rip. Okay, so here's a question. If you, there's no way this, you can't do this way, right? Like if you give this to someone else, there's no way they get a charge of it too, right? Yeah, it's already, yeah. Good, okay. No one else has Speak of the Dead, right?
Where am I needed? Watch your back.
Definitely not him.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
Millie Runbarrel, killed by the cult of the Absolute. May our martyred father shelter her. Unknown child and her dog, who stood watch over her grave. May they be reunited in Ilmater's grace. Alvin Muffle Fieldwick gave his fortune to the poor, died in the arms of friends. He will be missed. B. Gardenson gave her life protecting fellow refugees. May the one who endures shelter her. Geshan Kirkaros built the open-hand temple, gave all in his name. We honor their Lainalo Essie. Grief and illness laid ruin, yet her heart held only compassion. The broken god be with her. Mikkel Hornkiss gave all to the lepers, fell to the malady himself. He is a beacon to us all. Dominic Sonny lost himself to addiction, but found peace in Ilmater.
So where's Shara?
Alvin Muffle Fieldwick gave his fortune to the poor, died in the arms
Which is the
of
crypts,
friends.
right?
He will be missed.
So, I mean, so I can take that guy and interview him after a long rest if I so choose. But for now, we've covered most of this. Now I'm gonna go to the temple, the cellar rather.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Yes, the cellar. Yes. Quite. Haven't had a proper cellar dive in a while. Spicy pork sausage, some horseradish. We got a gourmand here. Ooh, green grapes.
Anything of use?
There's a secret here in this door, I think.
Something over there.
Are we two then? On the weary. Perhaps the hardest suffering to ale is that which dulls but does not pang. Weariness seeks deeply in souls, but it casts its miring net across the surface, dampening all air and thoughts and feelings in its wake. Malaise of the sort can rot the heart if left to fester, but it must be extricated carefully. Above all else, the weary soul knows itself better than you can. Do not condescend, do not assume, do not impose. Simply avail yourself as a tool to the weary, let them know you can be used however they might need. I mean, like, murder? There will come many a time, O worshipful tormented, that you will have to comfort a faithless unfortunate as they pass from this life to the next. Or perhaps even more distastefully, you may be faced with the dying acolyte of a wretched god, keen to shirk the blasted afterlife awaiting them. The Lord on the rack grants us a great many powers, but altering the moral velocity of a soul is one we cannot shift on the deathbed. If one has lived a life of sin, their soul is bound for a sinful place, no matter their final protestations. However, it would do much more harm than good to tell them this. And later, does not forbid the speaking of truth, and no matter how polite society deems the act. If it would spare the dying wretch some suffering as they pass, tell them that the weeping God awaits them in his balming embrace. Make them believe. Whatever torment their soul bears in the realms beyond remembers not their body, so spare them at least this final passing moment from hardship. Okay. I remember this is a secret back here. Yeah.
Careful. There are traps about.
I remember this. There's like I think there's some murderers coming our way. Miracles of the Outer City. A record of alleged miraculous phenomena on the outskirts of Baldur's Gate, attributed to Ilmater. Customer of Gildro Angerline, reckons he healed up mighty quick. Asked if Ilmater something to do with the earth. Some talkative genocide Carmen's, powerful agent of suffering. Stoops for showing up as refugee camp after temple closed kitchen. Man's tied together in horse reins, claims it's a holy symbol. Manape Nestor reports feeling close to his duty since relocation to refugee camp, blah blah blah. Nice potions. Outstanding. Anything over here? Scroll of Dominate Person? Hell yeah. Scroll of Arcane Lock. Don't know what that is. St. Bridget of Almater. Alright. So,
Keep your distance.
Stereon, do your job. Look at this. Absolute dream. 7, 11, 15, 19. Too many dice.
No one stopped me yet.
Alright, I'll come back to this.
I have battled great evils, been mocked by villains of all sorts. But Orin, she is beyond even Thorm. Her mind is twisted beyond recognition. What is she capable of? And where will she strike next?
It's really funny that you said that, because two things. One, I was like, I'm due at some point to like sniff around and find like what are like the best 4 or 5 episodes or whatever of that show ever and watch it, potentially with you. And two, when I went to the Great Glebe garage sale this weekend, there was like this one place, it's like a house that probably is, the guy who lives there probably owns a big record store, because they had like thousands or like, no, probably hundreds to thousands of records like on sale in crates on the road. And one guy was like buying like the Miami Vice soundtrack. I'm like, that guy scored a good deal.
Baldur's Gate is where I first raised a glass in toast at the tender age of 14 and got so tipsy from wine, I puked in Dillard Portier's bushes. It's where the flame
I guess so, yeah.
chased me after I'd stolen a peach from a cart in the wide.
There's like no way I would have found that. That
It's
takes...
where my father taught me to hold a rapier, to read books of law, to know right from wrong. It's been 7 years since I left. It's no paradise, but it's home, and it's worth saving.
There are like
And you? The city's
thousands
yours too,
of
after
people
all. How's it feel to be back?
at the garage sale. It's like the Glebe, I don't know, probably like one of every 3 houses in the entire glebe has like displays up front. It's a lot of people. It's kind of hard to like take your time and enjoy and like pick through stuff with like hundreds upon hundreds of displays as well as like hundreds upon items in each one. But yeah, I went there and as soon as I got there, some guy was paying for that. I'm like, that's a good record. I don't remember it, but I'm afraid of who might remember me.
No one knows better than I do the deep shadows haunting Baldur's Gate. But I also know you can find the light if you know where to look.
Yeah.
I promise, you can always look to me.
Best be on my way.
So what's over here? This is the crypts?
A crypt. This must be where Shira Clawen is buried.
I think I got into a fight here last time. Undead. That's weird. Well, that's weird. Why is there zombies here? Is a little suspicious. Alright, let's talk to the guy. Let's get a little update here.
Thou shalt return to me.
I totally agree. It was nice to walk around. I looked at some stuff, but to like actually be able to chill and find stuff, it's too overwhelming. So I don't know. I did some scouting on some golf clubs, and I bought a bunch of vinyls, and there's some other stuff too. But yeah, it's just a nice thing to see. It's cool to see that many people around. I'm afraid your granddaughter has passed away. I kind of like more, what's the word? I like some more, like, focused selections, like a vintage thing. Okay, so here's what I got. So, I mean, my friend was like, just look on Kijiji and you can find, like, used sets for, like, in the 200 to 300 range, generally speaking. At the Glebe garage sale, there was two... I think generally speaking, you want to look for like, what, Callaway or Wilson or maybe like Ping or something, other things as well. So I saw a Callaway set that was 200 and I saw a really scuffed up Wilson set that was like 125. So I was like, all right, this isn't much better than what I'll find at Kijiji. So it was mostly just like a scouting trip. But I think I'll just kind of like do a Kijiji search at one point and then, I don't know, just try to get a whole set. Wilson can be a mixed bag. Don't you want a mixed bag? All right. Keep the amulet equipped. You must open her tomb in the open-hand temple. Post-station may bless us even beyond the veil. Okay.
You feel a chuckle coming on, but it soon fades.
Tee-hee. Yeah, so I don't know. It seems like not that different than... Okay, so which one of these is Shara? I gotta look at the plaques, right?
Here lies Flintster Sunseeker, born 14. Here lies Sister Shira Clawen. Date of birth unknown, died 1491 DR.
Here it is, the tomb of the amulet spirit's granddaughter. Time for a family reunion.
Oh, you can recast this without using a spell slot. I didn't know that. I'm a little worried about this.
And yet thy shell will rise. Oh, honored Shira, her spirit hath fled.
Doesn't he turn on me here or something?
Merely a husk.
Rascal.
Swear I did
What kind of clubs do you have?
shed this foul mania and bestow it upon Shira. She was to endure, to suffer, as was her god Ilmata's wont.
Who now shall bear the madness Shah has wrought on me, so I might
Really?
no longer suffer?
You don't give away the old ones?
Shall it be thou?
Do you like mix and match, or do you just like you only use the newer ones, or what? Strixons. Arcana, not my strength. Let's see what we can figure out here. Oh, that's a tough one.
Try as you might, you can't intuit the price of bearing the monk's madness.
Why would I do this? And what happens if I say yes?
Thou shalt know the extent of Shah's mania, Tasha's hideous laughter at thine beck and call. But at what cost? Who might say?
I don't want to inherit your curse.
Oh, well, if laugh I must, let our alliance end on a lark.
Getting attacked by zombies? We've been surprised. This guy's a dick. Do you think you can deal with... Do you understand what I do with undead? Alright, pal.
Death's cold grip.
I'm ready.
I haven't used Turn Undead like ever. Worked on 2 out of 4, not bad.
Forever dauntless.
I don't know, man. Will is a little crazy right now. Oh, they all turn after that? Okay.
I have such a headache.
Eternally cursed then, my spirit be. No. Morning Lord, I call to thee. Lend your forbearance.
That was really trippy.
I hate it had to end like this. A torturous fate by any measure.
Well, can't win them all. Sorry, fellas.
The gods are watching me.
Okay, so time to go through the secret door. But there's also this back way.
Open up.
Hardly a challenge.
Where did Jane hear about this? This guy thinks a level 20 difficulty class lockpick is going to be hard for me. Let me just quickly roll a 35. Let me just casually roll a 35 for an elixir of cloud giant strength. Damn. That's your big boy right there.
On my way.
Should we take the back way? I gotta change the amulet. This amulet is now purple. Was it purple before? Whatever. Where's my new amulet? Friend of the week, sure. Oh, I see. One weird thing about Prime is how if you are scrolling through it, there's all the thumbnails. But then if the cursor goes on a show, the thumbnail changes. It's so jarring. It's like the strangest choice. Okay, so there's dudes here. Who are these dudes? But they're getting a little bit better at being like, here's the shows. They're getting yeah. Speaking of improving, they're getting a little bit better at being like, here's the shows that you get with Prime, and here's the shows that you'll need an extra subscription for. Before, it was always kind of like jumbled up. I also sort of wonder. I mean, Amazon's a big dog company for sure. But how did Amazon get to be the point where they're sort of like the hub for other services, right? Like, if all the streaming services are competing, how is it that, like, is it only like a Canada thing where they're like, hey, you can get this Disney Plus show or this Apple TV show here? I wonder how they got that. Like, that's kind of, that gives them an advantage even though they're not necessarily like using it. So who are these dudes? What the? This is just instantly a fight. Okay, well. Who are these dudes? How do they see me? Oh, they turned. Interesting. Yeah. Well, this is a pickle.
Shall we cut and run?
So who's this guy?
Yes. A better position.
Behold, the dance of death.
All right, well, I'm going to hold the fort here. What do you guys got? They're leaving? He just picked up a spear? A bunch of level 8 humans? Do you understand what kind of, like, scope we're at right now? You've got no chance. I'm going to put a Guardian of Faith in this doorway. Deal with that. And then another weapon as well, because it's fun. A sword and a great axe. Have fun with that.
Got to press on.
Oh, back route, eh? Alright, Will, you got this one, right?
Making my move.
I can use concentration. I could throw them into a cliff if I wanted to.
Here goes nothing.
Wow. That was a very effective kill. I mean, I can't loot that person, but I'm gonna gamble they didn't have anything useful on them anyway. Wow, that was crazy.
Can't even catch my breath.
Whee! Oh, you're actually secretly a little duder, are you? Got it. Where'd the other guy go? Here he is. How did I get that telekinesis spell again? I forget. Is it an item? Will, where did you get that, man? That's crazy. Is it a ring? It's the bracers. Got it.
What's the plan?
Finding my way.
Alright, Will, get down there.
Hells. Only a broken mind could create such a sick scene as this.
Are there other guys to fight? I guess not.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Oh. Oh, took a little bit of a fall there. Oh, I landed on him. Maybe I didn't. Oh, let me see what that said there. Blue Connor Balkosh was crushed by the Slayer for 5 bludgeoning damage, and I received no damage from falling. So that's because I landed on this guy's body. Interesting. Interesting! So if you land on someone, you don't take fall damage. I guess maybe if you're just a heavy lad like I am. Yeah, good luck with that. Oh god. Mayday. What are these guys? A doppelganger. Boing. Good try. Okay. So the Guardian of Faith was a waste of money, but it's okay. What happened to me? I'm ambushed. So what happened here? Clown's severed torso. I remember this. Elastia the First. The effigy of Elastia who watched and waited. What used her eyes? She thought herself 100s but couldn't fathom her wool. Below is an exaggerated signature written in blood. Okay, we'll take those. Oh, this is the stupid clown torso that like is the heaviest thing in the fucking game. They're all impaled. Very intense.
What's in here?
I don't think these guys have any loot on them. Crawler mucus. Field report. Deathstalker's Aspirant Dolor is talented if it touched careless. The dagger he discarded lurks in these caves somewhere, though I know not where. I can smell it. The fear musk from his kills stands in the air after the act because he lets them marinate first. They stand, lie, sit, stalk till as the poison fills their limbs with lead, knowing only too very fast they're going to die. There's nothing to do about it. Aspirant Dolor is talented if it touched careless. I need this as evidence. Okay, so what was that perception check?
At the ready.
What was it? Oh, is this spear? No. I'll have to look around up there too. So what did Will point at? I don't understand. I don't see anything. This is the way I was originally going to come in. So sweet, you can barely taste the mold. Don't eat it, it's bad for your immune system. So are you going to start watching Miami Vice, Trevor? There's two different places to look here. What was that secret thing? Wait.
Maybe
flowery key. Flowery key.
I think these were the people Father Lorgan was trying to help.
So we kept them down here.
Little use to them now, apart from a prayer for the dead.
Dear Mrs. Priest, Mom says you need to thank you, so thank you. Thank you for telling the nasty one who's shouting all those nasty things to me. This 3 times over. Thank you. Now the 4th, I think I'll be happy. One more thing. Did you see my teddy anywhere? I think I dropped her in all the shouting. Okay. Inventory's getting full. I think it's the clown. Melkor.
The corpse.
How many times can I do this? Sad. I didn't know that was a thing.
The corpse. The corpse.
The other one says there's nothing to say. That one says do not respond. I think that really matters though. Okay, so let's go by weight. I think it's the clown torso, isn't it? Yeah, let's send that home. The amount of money I have is also kind of starting to encumber me as well. All this clothing. See, this is where you had to find the dagger, right? Hold on, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm so weirded out, but what was the thing that Will pointed at that I can't see? Cave mouth. What about this trap area over here? Certainly one of my guys could be clever enough to do something. I guess I'll send Asterion over there and see what happens. Oh, that hole.
What's inside?
Funny how it didn't say illuminated. Stillmaker, a new dagger. Excellent.
A pretty dagger. The same one from Baldur.
Nice. There's hold person on it. Oh, I see. Interesting.
Still in control.
I'm glad I saw that. I was going to miss that.
If not over, then
So he uses the hold person on the dagger.
what's hiding here?
I love the way he runs like that. It's so funny.
How delicious.
So how does Cloud Kill work? Let's try like an elixir of poison resistance, I guess. I don't think it'll work. Hold on, I have a Cloud Kill spell. Poison, okay.
Don't touch me.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
I mean, someone's got to have it, I guess.
What a day. Yes, let's.
Mine were never quiet.
There's no time to waste.
The pride of the gate.
Whoa.
Careful, I bite. A trap. Someone doesn't like visitors. Let's move.
Intestines draw.
Something here.
Blood whispers.
Well, hello.
Right?
One step at a time.
That's all there is here?
How many die today? How many die tomorrow?
So if I click on the vent, can I get rid of all the cloud kill? Probably a 30 check. Plus 4 or 5, it's a good chance. If I get like a 15 plus, I should be able to do it. No advantage though for some reason. I wonder why. I'm not steeped in bliss, that's why. I'm pretty close. Is it gonna explode?
Nothing hurts anymore. The pride of the gate.
Can you get a bit closer? Okay, now he's got steeped in bliss. Nice. I just want to see.
Keep your distance, darling.
Oh, the vent's gone. Oh, there it is. Okay, that should be good. Uh-oh. Now we're good, yeah. So is there another vent?
Still breathing, despite everything.
Unclear. All right.
Well, hello.
Well, hello. Something was really here.
Watch the shadows.
Wait, there it is.
How considerate.
Okay, so everyone get closer, especially you. He's gonna lose,
What now?
Where's the trap? I mean, there's no trap on the chest. I don't see anything else on the map here. So no further questions.
Quick step.
Wretched thing, pull yourself together.
Alright, cool. Didn't learn much there. So let's go down to the cave mouth and see where that goes. And then I'll go back up, and I guess at that point I probably have enough information with that note and the dagger. So I know the person, but I don't know where the person is. And these guys are... That was weird.
Don't mind if I do.
Okay, so this is where it was before. Yeah, it's already been here. So there's more coming this way. How long have I been streaming for? 2 hours? This session's about 2 hours now, right? I think it's time to take a break. I gotta eat. If I'm not gonna eat now, I'm not gonna eat today for lunch. Alright, so after this I'm gonna come back. I'll probably do a long rest, and then I think there's some scraps up ahead, and so hopefully that gives me more information on what all the murders are. So I'll be back.